Dream Team, it's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with one of my favorite Australian YouTubers. We got Isaac Butterfield. America is broken. Before we dive into this, make sure y'all subscribe, ring the notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Let's find out what he's talking about.
What are you guys out here protesting for?
No comment.
You're hurting me!
Why are you guys out here today?
Speak to the organizers.
I know why you watch this channel. It's for a comedian from Australia's opinion on geopolitical issues in the Middle East. Finally, I will speak out and I will change the world. Not really, but it would be remiss of me not to talk about what we saw on American college campuses, universities throughout England and the UK and Australia, pretty much the entire Western world, over last weekend. We saw young people, particularly Gen Z, holding these universities and college campuses to ransom, demanding that if they didn't do exactly what they said, they would not only take over, but they would stay there and interrupt everything. And I wanted to start this video, before we get into the nitty-gritty, talking about exactly my opinion. I know no one cares. Exactly my opinion on what's happening in Gaza and
I care, Isaac. I care. Not no one. I care.
the war between Israel and Palestine. Now, frankly, I think that if you don't understand why Israel is where it is, I don't think you should have an opinion on this subject. And I am by no means an expert at all. I know, crazy, right?
That.
But what I think is this. What happened last year at that Israeli music festival was horrific, where Hamas walked in and murdered a whole heap of people. Horrific. Horrible.
That's crazy.
And the Israeli government has every right to storm back in and chase those people and take them out. Unfortunately, what is happening in Palestine isn't just that, because a lot of the people who are having their lives either ended or completely changed forever, ruined, they're living through famine, they're living through disease, they're living through all the most horrific things you could ever imagine, are civilians, are women, children, young people.
Facts.
People who aren't Hamas. Some people say, well, if you're in Palestine and you're in Hamas's pocket, and is that really how we think? Because if Australia's government did something horrific or attacked someone, I certainly wouldn't want that country sending bombs to my house because they thought that an Australian government representative lived next door. I wouldn't want that. So we have to...
I completely agree with them, and I did watch a video about this when it first started, but I'm not very informed of everything that was going on. So there are a lot of comments like trying to inform me about things, and so I kind of stayed away from the topic just because I'm not super informed, didn't do the proper research and finding out everything that's going on between Israel and Palestine. But there's been, I feel like what's going, the war that started, it's been brewing for a while. Yeah, I just like I said, I'm not informed. Today I'm just going off what Isaac say. That's all I'm doing today is going off what Isaac say and reacting to what he say. I'm not giving none of my stances on anything. You feel me? Isaac, this on you.
Think about this from everyone's perspective. And I know the war is hell and it's horrific and civilians die. But to ignore, because this is what happens a lot of the time, we have the left-wing idea and the right-wing idea, to ignore the intricacies in the middle is ridiculous. The facts are these. Kids are dying in Gaza, and they shouldn't be.
Agreed.
Simple as that. But what is happening on college campuses doesn't achieve shit. The war that has now started in these universities, in these places of education, is so dramatic, one side versus the other, and you have to agree with your team or you're the enemy, that it is not going to achieve anything. All these people are doing...
That was UCLA? I didn't know this was going on at colleges.
The ones that have joined these blockades, these camps, all they're doing is virtue signaling. A year ago, they were doing the same thing for Ukraine. Before that, it was Black Lives Matter. They just love having something to belong to. Most of them don't even know what they are fighting for. Most of them have absolutely no idea what they're arguing for.
Why they're protesting?
I agree with him. I think definitely it makes no sense if you're out there and you don't know what you're out there for. You don't know what you're fighting for. You don't know what you're standing up for. I do think there are things that need to be stood up for. So, know what I'm saying? I don't think that protests are a bad thing if you know exactly what you're standing up for and exactly the end result that you want from that. But yeah, if you're just out there to be out there and you don't know what's going on, then it just doesn't make sense to me.
Most of them have absolutely no idea what they're arguing for.
Why they're protesting here today?
Because I want to see empire fall.
What empire?
From the U.S. to Israel, the empire that's propped up by capitalism.
And
Free Palestine, free Congo, free Sudan, free Haiti, free Hawaii, free Puerto Rico.
They just know that this person's doing it and this person's doing it, and I don't want to be seen as the only person doing it, and it makes some great Instagram stories, so I'm going to do it too. I get to change another flag in my bio. How fantastic. Let's go. I don't have to go to university for a few days. I get a few days off school. Let's go to the fucking blockade.
That one is a real reason that I definitely see students definitely joining. He said, I don't have to go to school for a few days. Let's go. I wouldn't join for that reason, but I would just stay in my dorm or like chill or do something. Yeah, I wouldn't join because
they scream, they
unless
cry,
I knew what I was
demand,
standing up
but
for.
they don't achieve anything.
Damn. We just wanted to show the message here, the importance of cutting the ties between Colombia and these companies. So for example, BlackRock, who we all hate, Chevron, Airbnb.
All they're doing is making more people look at what they're doing and go, fuck, I don't want to be a part of that. And then you lose out on what is important about their point of view. Because in reality, all they're doing is sitting there whinging, bitching, and moaning. What these people are trying to do is get these universities to cut ties with anyone who is Jewish or Israeli or looks Jewish. And they think by doing that, they're going to stop the war. They're not.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. Even if they did do that, that's not going to happen. But why should you force a business, or university, a business, to do exactly what you tell them? Who are you? This is what they say they want.
Our three demands from the very beginning were, first of all, total divestment from any company that profits off of Israeli genocide or apartheid. Second of all, we want full financial transparency about the university's investments. This is information that should be easy to get. The university is hiding it because they know it makes them look bad. And the third thing is total amnesty for anybody who's been disciplined or fired in relation to their actions in the movement for Palestinian liberation. So that means, we're both at risk of suspension. We don't deserve to be suspended. We're living out the values that we were taught in our studies here.
And if you don't agree with that, every last point of it, then you're evil. You're the enemy. You're complicit in genocide. But honestly, I think everyone can agree. Well, definitely not everyone, but I can agree that I don't disagree with everything these people are saying. I think there's points to be made on both sides. But the people who are involved in these protests, nobody wants to see them win.
You're hurting me. Just don't lift. You're hurting me. Ow! Ow! Ow!
Oh my God. They do be annoying, dog. So like he not hurting you, dog. And you being detained. You just trying to make a scene. But you ain't like you being killed over there. But I agree with what Isaac said. Like, you don't disagree with like some of the points. There are points to be made on both sides. But I feel like there's discussions that should be had. But yeah, I feel like I can't say there's a certain way to go about things because I don't know what the right way to go about things is to make change. You feel me? Feel like you do a certain thing and it doesn't change, so you try something else and it doesn't change. I'm not sure what the right way of going about getting change is. I do know that if you don't know what you're standing for, you don't know what you're fighting for, then it makes no sense to stand or fight for something where you don't know. But if you know what you're standing for, you know what you're fighting for, you have valid reasons, either to protest or to fight against whatever, then I'm not mad at you. You feel me? I'm not. Hey. But to say that then that anyone who doesn't agree with you is evil or anyone who doesn't agree with you is wrong. People have different opinions. People have different insights. Two people can see the exact same thing two different ways. That's life. That's how things work. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have a stance. That's where I'm going. I don't have a stance. Keep going, Isaac.
Help! Help!
Ladies and gentlemen, everyone enjoyed that. Everyone across the world enjoyed that.
I've had reports from friends whose kids have been in classes where some of the protesters have gone in and made people stand up if they support the protests and take photos of people who don't.
All this is bullying people into an opinion. And
Facts.
just like your
Facts.
opinion is based on virtue signalling, people who are bullied into an opinion don't actually hold it. They don't actually believe it. They don't genuinely care. They're just doing it because you told them to. And the same way that you were told to believe this. Not to mention, the vast majority of these people do not fucking know what they are talking about or protesting about.
What are you guys out here protesting for?
No comment.
Why are you guys out here today?
Speak to the organizers.
Why can't I wanted to ask you them.
Official statements from the organizers only.
In the simplest terms, why are you guys protesting? Why are you guys protesting today?
Yeah, I don't think it would be a good idea if we...
Why are you guys protesting?
Just to be a part of the cause.
And what's the cause?
Yeah, I'm not the right person to talk to either.
It's not our job to talk. We're just here to support. We're not the spokespeople of this event. This is the wrong people to talk to.
I'm not asking for the spokesperson. I'm just asking why you guys are protesting. Why are you guys here today?
We're not interested in speaking with you.
Goal with tonight's protest.
I think the goal is just showing our support for Palestine and demanding that NYU stops. I honestly don't know all of what NYU's doing.
Is there something that NYU's doing?
I really don't know. I'm pretty sure they're... Do you know what NYU's doing? About what? About Israel. Why are we protesting here? Palestine will be free!
That's crazy. She's there protesting. And then she literally asked the person next to her, why are we out here protesting? Oh, we're just going to play the video. Just going to keep going. Keep it rolling.
I was more educated. I'm not either.
Oh.
I came from Columbia. I was there up at Columbia and we came down. They said NYU students needed our support.
These kids who are involved in this
That's
protest,
wild.
and the ones, like, it's always this age group, right? Doesn't matter if it's 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30, it's always this age group of young people who genuinely believe that anyone gives a fuck what they think. These are the same people who sympathise, and this is a genuine thing that happened. It was a trend on TikTok. Young people sympathising with Osama bin Laden.
No way.
Fucking
No
pardon
way.
me. They basically get told to do whatever the popular movement is of that month or of that couple of months. They will do what they are told and they will not divert from that way of thinking. Again, I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying there are intricacies involved in this. Right-wing media isn't right about it, and left-wing media definitely isn't right about it. The truth often lies in the middle, and I think it's absolutely true in this case. And we see horrible shit coming out of these protests, like this Jewish professor not being allowed onto the campus. What?
Are you
because
serious?
He is a Jew.
So I'm going to let you speak to our PL for a minute while I go talk to folks and we can see what we're going to do, okay? So in the meantime,
ask the constable up here. They say that I should be able to get in.
I'm going to have a conversation.
Okay, we're just going to chat with some of the folks.
With some of the folks. So in the meantime, you can speak to Dan and I
I was asked to you, I asked you can bring a police here. In my mind, just bring police here, bring her, or maybe.
That's crazy. This is in America? They're really not going to let him in to do his job because he's Jewish? No. That's just absolutely not right, dog. There could be more context to the situation. I'm not sure. I haven't seen a full video. But if the situation is they're not letting him in to do his job because he's Jewish, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Bring them, because I would like to get in.
We don't want to call the police. They're working on that right now.
Do you think they're not letting you in because they think...
Because I'm Jewish.
Because you have an Israeli accent?
Correct, because I'm Jewish, because they know where I'm coming from.
Like, what the fuck? Like, do you know anything about the Middle East? On top of that, they're all converting to Islam. Which, okay, great. If you want to pray to Allah or Jesus or whoever, all the power to you. But why are you all doing it? It's this hive mind. It's this crazy group think. It's very, very strange. It just so happens that people en masse will do whatever they're told just to fit in. And unfortunately, if you disagree, then violence might just come your way, or at the very least, threats of violence.
Yeah, mate,
He's just drunk.
Look after him, bro.
What's your problem? Are you another Zionist?
No, I wouldn't know what was going on.
Palestinian.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, 15,000 children have been killed. And 35 people have been killed.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I agree, man. I just wanted to... No, I got no... I got no...
Why are you stirring shit up?
Nah, here.
Why are you stirring shit up, mate?
Nothing, problem. Nothing.
Are you saying something to them, mate?
No.
Why are you stirring shit up? Why are you stirring shit up? Who's been smart? Who is it?
Who is it? Who?
What are you saying?
Nothing, bro.
Too much to drink, you sure?
No, mate.
Better not be melting off.
No, mate.
I'll drop it right now. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, I am serious, yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Oh my God.
Not women, you big tough man.
Again, don't know the full context behind the video. But he doesn't seem like he wants to be violent at all. He doesn't. It sounded like he actually agreed with what they were saying, but even if he didn't, there's no reason to be violent towards him. I don't understand. I truly don't. I don't. It makes no sense to me, dog. Like, everybody has to agree with you or they're evil. Everybody has to do exactly what you're doing or they're evil. Or there's threats of violence or there's violence. I haven't seen this personally, like, around anywhere that I go. Like, I haven't seen, like, these protests or anything. But this is, it's just ridiculous. I understand, like, standing up for Palestine. You got people standing up for Israel. You got, you know what I'm saying? But to be ready to fight him because he doesn't know what's going on is absolute insanity.
Leave. You're out on bail.
If anyone deal with me aggressive, I'm gonna fuck all of them.
You go. You go. Out on bail, mate. You go. This is Melbourne.
Okay, if I can't touch you, I've got people to touch you.
This is a free country. We want to talk about why it turned violent yesterday. Why did it turn violent?
I'm not scared to talk to you. Easy?
I believe absolutely everyone should have the right to protest as long as you don't impede everyone else getting about their day.
Agreed.
I think that is right.
Agreed.
Obviously, not everyone should be allowed to protest the government. Think back to circa 2021. There was a lot of people there that weren't allowed to protest, if you know what I'm talking about. Yes, it's funny how all the people who are protesting and talking about how important protesting is thought that protest was inappropriate and shouldn't happen and should be stopped. Interesting. These students involved in this protest aren't interested in discussions. They are interested in only pushing their message and what they've been told, and that is it. Anyone else who speaks up is the enemy and is evil. Now, the police did go in after a few days and break up a lot of these camps, unfortunately for the people involved, and this is tough to read. This is from the New York Post. Columbia law students want school to cancel finals, pass all students, because they're irrevocably shaken after the protest breakup.
You know what? I'm not mad at the law students for trying to go through with trying to get this passed or trying to get this. I'm not. You see an opportunity, you take it. And I'm not mad about it. I don't think, of course, you're not going to get that to happen. Obviously, that's not going to happen. But I'm not mad at y'all for trying it. You feel, I'm not when people may feel a way about y'all try, I'm not mad about y'all. I'm not mad about it for y'all trying it, dog.
Are you okay, guys? Are you gonna be all right? I guess the problem with these particular people, you have to play by their rules, and if you don't, then, as I said, you're the enemy. You're evil. You have to believe in this left-wing way of thinking, which, in reality, to be against war shouldn't be a left-wing thing, but apparently it is. You have to be very anti the Russian war in the Ukraine, and you have to be very, very anti-Israel and Israel taking on Palestine. But you have to also be complicit with China and their good communism and just ignore the Uyghurs. Because, you know, you'll talk all day about Palestine, but ignore those poor pricks. Fuck, that's interesting. Again, all this is doing is making people not want to side with Palestine because they don't want to be associated with you idiots. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we should listen to more of these protesters. Maybe that's what we should do. Like the young lady who demanded that the school that they were interrupting, that they were fucking with, bring them food. What the fuck is wrong with you, lady?
That we demand that this school that we blocking and blocking people from being able to work, blocking students from getting into class. We demand y'all bring us food so we can block y'all even longer.
I tell you what though, the hate inside this left-wing, far left-wing camp is palpable.
I'm out of here, you science pig. And what's wrong with being
Oh my God.
I'm not. I'm interviewing with people. Are you Palestinian too? You're not. Well, I thought because we would have to work together.
I don't want to work together. No.
Not you.
And you would have the nerve to support Israel.
What?
Get the hell out of here.
What? I mean,
Get
I support Palestine. Why?
Get the hell out of here.
But why?
You're disgusting.
And ladies and gentlemen,
crazy.
Before we
That's
finish
not how
this
you win
video,
people
for no
over.
reason, this.
Hi, I'm Raya of Block the Dot. Tomorrow we're going to be hosting a community gathering. There's going to be workshops, poetry, art activities, food.
That's the Aboriginal, the transgender, and the Palestinian flag. I didn't know they were allies, but okay.
If I went to Palestine as a non-binary queer person, that I would be unalived by them. I just want to say that the majority of my followers at this point are Muslim. Many of them are Palestinian. And not a single time have I received a death threat or unkind words from any of them.
What's happening in Palestine isn't okay. What happened in Israel isn't okay. What is happening in the Middle East, in that part of the world, that's not okay. War is never good, all right? It is awful. We can all agree upon that. But I think we can also agree that these protesters are fuckwits. Absolute fuckwits who are achieving nothing and changing no one's mind. All they're doing is making more people want to not agree with them. That's what they're doing. And maybe you disagree with me in this whole video, but here's my issue with university students and their opinions and the way they get things across. I know these people are fucking idiots because from the same university that have these protests, this is the type of shit that comes out of them. Yeah, this. These are intelligent human beings, apparently. And this is the shit they're being taught, indoctrinated into. War is bad. What's happening in Gaza is bad, horrible. Civilians dying, awful. But what is happening on college campuses is achieving nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East, me dude. Probably shouldn't say that there, but hot story too. I used to sell these Peace in the Middle East t-shirts, and when I went to New Zealand, the New Zealand Border Force stole a box of them. An entire box. They kept them, and we never got them back. Don't know why. Never got an explanation. I'll see you in the next video. Toodaloo, au revoir. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say nothing about it. I agree with him when he said what's going on is just right. It's just a completely wrong situation. Don't agree that war is good. I believe, unfortunately, you have to be prepared. You shouldn't seek war, but be prepared for it in case, right, somebody comes and brings it to your doorstep. But anytime people are just losing their lives, it's just never a good thing, obviously, like, but yeah, a lot of these people, like, if you're just there, you don't know what you're standing up for, then There's no point in you being there, and to try to force other people to believe in what you believe and force other people to have the same opinion and to do what you want them to do by force is just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's all we got. Make sure y'all subscribe, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up. It's your boy D Neal, out.